Here we go. Let me ask you a question. What's one of the most stressful things in running a business, whether you're just starting out or if you're an established seasoned business? I would say it's consistent cash flow. My name is Robert Poole, and today I'm going to show you how not only the importance of creating a recurring income for your business, but how you can actually do it and how it's doable for all businesses. But before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button, and share with your friends and, colleagues, and hit the like button. All that YouTubey stuff really helps us get the word out and helps a lot of other business owners like yourself. So appreciate that. But, so when we started as a company, we started, 20 something years ago, 23, 24 years ago now, strictly as a lead generation company. We were doing cold calling, appointment setting, and that sort of thing. And so we were selling our service in blocks of time. And so we would sell somebody, I think at the time it was like 10 hours worth of, cold calling or whatever for, it was $240 or something like that. So we'd sell them a block of 10, they'd be happy, we got some appointments, we got some leads, whatever, great, their 10 hours were over. And then we had to go chase them, and, even if they're happy, we had to go track them down and say, hey, you want to buy 10 more type of thing. And, so it became this constant mini deal chasing. And, if you're in a business where you sell high ticket stuff, you know what I'm talking about. It's constantly trying to find new customers to sell, or, trying to get the customers you already have to buy more. But it's a constant outbound effort. We later added on ancillary products, not really because we were thinking about making more money, but we were adding things that just to allow us to stay in front of our customers. But what fundamentally changed our company and really exploded our growth was when we, decided to change our model to a subscription model, which you see, in software these days, software as a service, even Windows or Microsoft Office and everything is turned into a annual commitment or a monthly payment versus just a one-time thing. So we went from that selling 10 hours of calls or whatever to, hey, we're going to set you up on a program and you're going to get 5 hours every week. We're going to auto bill your credit card, until you tell us to cancel, type of thing. And it revolutionized our business. And as I said, along the way, we added other ancillary little tiny, products that allowed us to stay in front of people. And that was the whole idea of that, not necessarily as, a money-making thing. And so, if you look at the two scenarios, where we were before and where we ended up, we really changed the nature of our relationship with our clients. We changed from a transactional type of relationship to more of an ongoing relationship. And so, I think the goal for most of us as companies, to grow our companies, we really need to create relationships and ongoing relationships with our prospects and with our customers. If it stays transactional, we're never really going to get anywhere in the long run, So regardless of what you're selling, we really want to focus on that ongoing relationship thing, and so, if you look at really the two categories of, I'm going to break this down, we're going to call it small ticket items, something that might be, literally $5 ticket. I'm going to say big ticket, or you can have something that's a couple $100 versus a big ticket item, that might be $1,000, might be $10,000, $100,000, whatever. But, when it comes to relationships and changing the nature of how we work with clients, when it comes to small ticket items, you think about, the benefits of that, converting it to a ongoing relationships. Not only increases your volume, of course, but which increases sales, but it creates loyalty that isn't there when it's strictly a transactional relationship versus ongoing. Then, there's no real loyalty to it. People are very price sensitive because they don't care about you or your company. They don't feel any loyalty at all. And so you raise the price by, on a product that's, $25, you raise it by a dollar, and some people are going to like, well, I can get it for a dollar cheaper over here, so I'm gone. But if you change it to an ongoing relationship, they're much less price sensitive. And of course it increases referrals. It's more like, because you're in front of them, you're in the forefront of their mind, and more likely to refer friends and family versus if it's a one-off transaction. They're unlikely to do that. And then you look at, big ticket or high ticket items. It's a little bit different, but the obvious thing is it produces income in between those big ticket purchases. If you're, let's say you're a business broker, you might do, 2, 3, 4 deals a year at best, and each of them could be, 100,000 on a deal or something, or whatever number it is, but you've got all that time in between. And so creating some sort of recurring income during that time in between deals, of course, is the holy grail. And, again, this creates, increased referrals. It smooths out your cash flow, and it allows you to stay in front of your clients and your prospects on an ongoing basis, just like with small tickets. So it works for small ticket, it works for high ticket items as well. And of course, you're thinking in the back of your mind, well, geez, I can't do that with my particular product or service, whatever. Just stick with me and I'll show you how to do that. Also, one of the things that the benefits of changing to a relationship or an ongoing relationship type of thing is, if you currently have like one tier of pricing, that really limits you. So if you only have big ticket items and you're missing out on the small ticket, or vice versa, there's a whole set of revenue that you're missing out on, an opportunity that you're missing out on. And all you got to do is make a few simple changes, and you can take advantage of that, so you can get even more revenue and expand the market of what you can potentially get. And then one of the biggest advantages, and I think this is even more than the monetary advantage, is that you stay in front of your customers. Again, creating that loyalty, creating the referrals. And it makes it much easier to sell them stuff in the future because they have some sort of level of trust, with you, and that loyalty, and it reduces some stress in your life, of course, which we all need, as business owners. But from a practical standpoint, so if you look at, adding, let's say, a small ticket item, regardless of whether you're selling small ticket items to start off with, or you're selling a very large, big ticket, high ticket item. Let's just say, for instance, you start selling something that's $20, a month, or whatever. And it's like, well, $20 a month. What are you going to do with that? Well, it's not much. But if you start month one, you're doing one, you got $20. Let's say you're suddenly able to get it to 2 people, month 2, 40, and then you get to month 12, all of a sudden you're doing what, 240. And again, that's not very much money, but if you can see where I'm going here, and I'm just adding a little bit each month, just adding 1 unit of whatever that is, which is, for most of these things we'll talk about, it's very easy to get that, ramp that up and increase. But you can see how over time, and this is what happened to us, we started out adding ancillary products, which are very cheap, under $50 or whatever. At the time, the goal was not to make money. The goal was to keep in front of our customers so we could keep marketing to them over time, resell them on the product they were already buying, and prep them for new products that came out. So we didn't worry about the money. But then, we woke up a couple years later and we were bringing in thousands and thousands of dollars every month, and we still do, by these ancillary products. And that wasn't the original intent. But hey, even if you made eventually $1,000 a month from something, I mean, hey, that pays for your office phone bill, or your car payment, whatever. The point is, it adds up, and it doesn't take that much effort. Once you get it moving and you get it automated, you have to do anything. It just grows over time. It's kind of like a compound interest account. So there's no real downside, just the initial setup, and you don't have to do anything. And it adds up over time. So besides the math potential, and the potential to stay in front of people, it's just it's a smart thing to do for your business because it help smooth things out, and it also, in addition to engendering loyalty, it really changes the nature of your relationship with customers. So they enjoy working with you. You enjoy working with them, which is, much preferred. And, we all want to do business with people that we like and that they like us. So this is one further way to get that done. So let's talk about some specific examples on the small ticket thing. What's something like that? Think about, Amazon. If you have a Amazon Prime account or whatever, or they probably have it even if you don't. But they have that subscribe and save thing, where basically every time you buy something, that's a consumable primarily, you want to buy toilet paper or whatever, they say, hey, you can buy this one time, or, you can get a little discount if you put it on, the subscribe and save thing, which basically is a box that allows them to start sending it to you every month or whatever interval it suggests or whatever. And so it's an easy way for them to tag on that recurring income. Things like vitamins or supplements or health products that you buy online. They're famous for that. They have sales funnels where you'll go through and they'll say, okay, I want to buy a bottle of 100 pills or whatever. And the next page is, hey, why don't you buy 2 bottles and we'll reduce the price by 30% or something. And oh, by the way, how about you get on a subscription with us and we'll send you a bottle every month because you're going to need it. It doesn't work for a one-off, then you got to keep doing it. And we're going to reduce the price this much or whatever, And and oh, by the way, you can cancel any time, and the first month is free or whatever. So all these incentives to start this small recurring item, so advertisers and manufacturers of these kind of products understand this, and we need to take advantage of it in our businesses. You think about consumables. Consumables are very easy, obviously, because it's something you need over and over again. But when you can add things to durable products. So if you have something that's small, but it's not something you buy at once and you don't really usually need another one for a few years. We have to think about, well, what kind of consumable could be added to that? It's why people like HP, the printing company, or computers, whatever, everybody knows that they make their money on the toner because they'll sell you the initial printer and then you've got to buy their toner. And that's what you're consuming over time, and that's what you're having to come back with. So that's why they want to get you on subscriptions for that stuff. And if we look at it, we have to look at it from the sense of every product or service that we offer, every solution that we offer also creates additional problems. Again, back to the printer example. So you buy a printer. Well, now what do you need for that printer? Well, you need paper. Well, you need toner, that type of thing. So whatever our main product is, we want to look at things that we can use, that we can sell along with it, that's a consumable type of thing or repetitive type of thing, that allows us to, repeatedly engage with the customer, repeatedly sell them small stuff to stay in front of them again. And the initial goal should not be to make money necessarily. It should be to stay in front of them, and the money will come over time. If you think about, your typical durable product or whatever, maybe it's hard to add, a consumable to it. There's not a physical product that would match to it, but a lot of times there's informational products that can add to it. There's things like warranties that can be thrown on there, and it's like for cell phones, like we have Verizon or whatever, and what do they have? They have the little insurance that goes with it or whatever, and they charge you an extra $15.95 a month or whatever. And it's, again, that recurring income they don't have to do anything about, but they've created that by adding that to a durable product. So for all those reasons we talked about, building that trust, increasing the referrals, being able to stay in front of it, reducing, the emphasis on price, that price sensitivity, all those things, makes it a lot of sense. And so one of the keys, of course, is that we need to have, a very easy, no-brainer decision. And how do we do that? We limit the risk. We hey, first month free, cancel anytime. I mean, there's a reason that software trials and like I just signed up for. I think the Amazon had an HBO trial for 7 days because I wanted to see a show in there or whatever. And if I probably will forget about it, I'll probably forget to cancel and they'll start billing me, and then I will forget to cancel and not get around to canceling because it's so small for forever. And that's how a lot of things work. But we got to use that to our advantage in our business. So how do we do the same thing if we're in the high ticket arena? We're selling, B2B, large computers or networking systems or, selling cars, houses, whatever. But, again, the problem with these, as we all know, is that you might buy a house every 5 years or whatever. I don't know what the stats are on that, but you're not buying it every day. And you're not buying a new car every day either. And you're not buying new, $50,000 CRM systems or whatever, or networking equipment, every day. So again, we have to look at what is the problem that solution creates. And sometimes it's not easy to figure this stuff out. You got to really do some thinking, really do some research. And this is where it comes back to knowing your perfect customer, knowing your perfect client, knowing how they think and what's important to them and all those type of things. So we can add things like, let's say you have the CRM system, of course, what are the obvious things you can sell along with it? If it's complicated, you can sell training that goes along with it, ongoing premium support, so they get their own little support manager or whatever, things like that, software reassurance, they call it, where they give you new updates on every now and then type of thing. As most things are moving towards that annual renewal type of software model. And so we need to do a similar thing, with our companies, with whatever large ticket stuff we have. If we're selling a house, what do you need with the house? Well, what are some things that, that you worry about? Well, you worry about, what if my air conditioning goes out? What if the appliances die? Whatever, well, hey, I've got a warranty for that. It's, $50 a month or whatever. And you never got to worry about, your AC going out. That's 10 grand or whatever. If you don't have it with you, you just pay this little $50 a month and boom. So basically we have a solution. We sold them a house and now we're also selling them an ongoing product that supports that house and allows us to, again, stay in front of them, create that loyalty, make them less price sensitive, sell them other stuff down the road, and it's also providing value to them. But it's not so much that it's a big cost for them. But if we add it up with the math over time, we get a lot of those. It starts to make a difference. And again, if you can pay a small bill or whatever with part of your office or whatever, hey, it's one of those things you set up once and you're pretty much good. So you can do all kinds of stuff, whether it's high ticket, small ticket, doesn't matter. It takes a little bit of effort, but the effort is worth it. I've had a lot of people over the years kind of, well, my company, we sell X product or service or whatever, and there's no real way to come up with any ancillary products that make sense for that or whatever. And I would say, well, that's not true to start off with. You just haven't done enough brainstorming and thinking about it. But I mean, you think about anything, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be related to that product. Let's say you're in the construction industry and you're selling, tractors or whatever, large equipment. What are people that buy those? What are they interested in? They're probably interested in the construction industry. What's going on? What's the news? What are the latest products? What are, something of value to them? What are they interested in? And, you can make an informational product, some sort of, newsletter that's $9.95 a month or whatever that gives them, all this access to, construction related stuff that is actually of interest to them. And you make it low enough price wise where it's not a big deal. And, again, we all have those little subscriptions that we're stuck on for $5.95 a month or 99 cents a month or $19.95 a month, and we just don't get around to canceling them. So again, from a consumer's perspective or individual, it's not that much, but from a company's perspective, Once that starts adding up after 6 months, a year, couple years, that actually starts to be substantial revenue. And again, helps with cash flow and helps with all the other reasons we talked about. So this really is a no-brainer. It takes some effort, but it's a one-time thing or somewhat one-time. You create the product, roll it out and everything, and you don't have to keep doing it. It's not a service you have to keep doing over time. And it allows you to, for all those benefits we talked about, create that recurring income. And any business can do it. So it just is a matter of taking some time to brainstorm, figure it out, and once you do, it'll be worth every penny. So I hope this is helpful today. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do that. It really helps us get the word out to other business owners and help get some of this content out there. It helps me personally. So hit that like button, the share, and all that good stuff, and the comments, all that YouTube-y stuff. I really appreciate that, and I will talk to you on the next live.